Morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time and your zone, your location, where you are watching us from. This is Nelly's TV. We are here live once again. We are here live. Yes, we must preach the gospel of freedom. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be free. Nigeria is a joker. Nigeria is a joker. They are just joking. They are just joking. Tell me how many. Let's start with the one you baptized, the name you baptized them, bandits. How many bandits have you persecuted? Tell me, Nigeria, you are a joker. You are a joker, all right? How many bandits, at least the baptismal name, how many of them have you persecuted or sentenced to 2 years imprisonment? Talk more of the terrorists whom you are going to have negotiation with. Talk more of the people you go to civilians' shops, you go to their shops where they are doing business and steal bags of rice, steal everything you want to steal, and find your way to the bush to go and meet terrorists and give them. You feed terrorists, yet Omotosho is there standing to say he is declaring and imprisoning an innocent man to life imprisonment. You are a joker. This judgment have just started. You just began this judgment. Okay? This is just the beginning of the judgment, because you have really proved who you are. You have really told the world that indeed that you are a terrorist by sentencing an innocent man. Nigeria, you have just proved to the whole world that no ndị ogbu citizens unu. Few days ago, 25 innocent girls were adopted. What have Nigeria done? Few days ago, you sent your military, and who are those ones you're sending? The same Christians in soldier, the same Christians in military, and most of them come from south. You send them to go and rescue the girls. The ones that survived were battered, were really battered with guns and bullets. No hospital. It is the fellow soldiers that were tying the places, trying to stop the bleeding, trying to see how they can save them. But the same Boko Haram, whom you gave information that these people are coming, and they laid ambush for them, they finished them. You know where they are. All your governors, all of you are going to negotiate with them. But you are here using Omotosho to declare an illegal judgment, leaving everything that was before the court. Omotosho, all the witnesses, witness A, B, C, D, that you brought in the court, where did you give judgment on that? Did you draw attention to those you people called for a testimony? The testifier 1, 2, 3, 4, and so many of them. You never even draw an attention to those things to say whether the testimony they gave was true or false. Rather, you went to go and use what was not even in context to come and read We know that that is what you have been looking for. You wanted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to enter judgment so that you will say that he was not able to defend himself. Omotosho, we know what, it is not a surprise to us. It's not a surprise. But the surprise is that with your level, you allow Nigeria, because of money, to be used. That's the end of you. That's the end of you. Maxwell Okpara was in one of the television channels and was listing those that went astray, that allowed Nigeria to use them, and that they were no more. He listed them. And you are one of them that has fallen in the trap. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you people are joking with him. He said, you are cursed from now and you are cursed forever. Those Nigerian lawyers, even one of them that came, and that man looked like an Igbo man, that came, if he's not an Igbo man, he's from within our zone, in one of the Biafran side, because he was not speaking like a Yoruba man or an Hausa man. You came to support what Omotosho did. The case has just started because you people are joking. Please, before I go on, Ojurumono, Jumobi, Ndewonu Biafrans, greetings to you all. Charles, you are welcome. Good morning from my end. Good morning to everyone. Please, as you come in, click the like button, share and subscribe. Please share this broadcast, let it go viral, share it. Ndewo, thank you all. So now, those of you that open spaces, you went to your ex-handle, gather people, and you're jubilating that an innocent man, a man who is fighting for your own freedom, a man who wants you to live a life like a human being, you are jubilating that he is sentenced to life imprisonment. I saw Ijele. All of you, your cups are full. Iku na-ejugo. Iku na-ejugo. They were just watching you people to see what you will be able to come out, how you are going to pass this judgment. And you have really showed the world how you are. You went to Kenya and kidnapped somebody. Almost tried to kill him, almost tried to buy him, but God Almighty saved him. You brought him for judgment. Now, if you say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu committed a crime, and you know that is a crime, why is it that you not go it the right way? If you are sure that what he committed was a crime, you would have called the country he is living and tell them, this is what this man did. And they will arraign him in court. And from the court, they will judge him in the country he is. And if he's found guilty, it's them that will send him to you. But because you know that he is innocent, that was why you went illegal way. And I am calling on the world. This is your law, international law, that Nigeria has violated. This is a breach or an assault to an international law. So the world should rise up against Nigeria for what they did. In the first place, they had no right to judge Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because they violated international law, and they lied upon it that Interpol arrested Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and Interpol came out and said that they don't have any hand in it. They don't know what happened, how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was brought to Nigeria, that they are not aware of it. You see how Nigeria lie. They lie at every moment. The crime Mazi Nnamdi Kanu committed was that as you sent your soldiers and police and all everything you sent to Lekki Peninsula to buy your own citizens that were carrying your own flag, that were protesting with your own flag. And what were they protesting? That you should stop SACS. SACS were buying people like tomorrow no day. SACS, if they see you riding a nice car, they will tag you a Yahoo boy. They will not even sue you to court. They will collect the car from you, buy you. In fact, before that, they will collect your ATM card. They were going with POS machine, and they will put your APN card and force you to put your PIN, and they will withdraw every dime that is in your account. They will rob you and they will buy you. Such people will see you and force you to take your car to the first station, petrol station, and would collect your card and fill their tank. They were doing a lot of atrocities. And it was this kidnapping that these people are doing was what SACS were doing. But their own is that they were still and they were doing all kinds of things. And it was politicians that set SACS. And when it was too much, the citizens rose up and said, enough is enough. They were calling government, they were calling Nigerian government to come to their rescue, to come to their aid by telling the SACS whom they put as their political thugs to stop the mayhem they were causing on citizens. That was just it. They were complaining that many of their family members had been missing through SACS. That was just the complaint. That was just the complaint. Because Nigeria felt that they are exposing what their thoughts were doing. Because Nigerian politicians thought that they were exposing what their politicians were doing. So what did they do? They sent military. They sent military. Excuse me, just a minute. Just a Sorry for that break, all right? Sorry for that break. A call came in, which I needed to give an information. So, because Nigerian government felt that the youth, Nigerian youths, Nigerian citizens were exposing their atrocity, which they were using their talks in the form of sacks to do by calling end sacks protests. They send their military. Mind you that this thing that Omotocho stood to use and say that no Yosia Ejealoma as Nnamdi Kanu for life imprisonment. Could you imagine? Just imagine, oh. Just imagine. Hey, Chineke God. Like seriously. These people were, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was streaming it live, okay? It was on the nerves of people. So when they saw that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu were streaming it live, people were calling. Just like as I'm live, people will call me on the program. So they were calling Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And what did Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said? Please, do not allow them to buy you. Do not allow them. Look for any means to defend yourself. If it means collecting the guns from them, collect it and defend yourself. Because you're fighting for a just cause. Don't run away from them. Defend yourself. Oya will cry Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Committee, Omotosho, and Nigerian government. Now let me ask Omotosho. Let me ask Omotosho. Your son or your daughter went outside or went to the school. Every day, somebody will come and be harassing your daughter or your son. As he or she is coming back to the house, she will come back with cry, or sometimes the clothes are being torn or with some bruises meted by the person. Omotosho and Nigerian politicians, and those of you that are jubilating, I want to ask you, what will you do? Will you ask your son or your daughter, please, if you go, if the person slap you on this side, turn the other side for him or she to slap you. If the person push you, fall down and let the person fall on you and do anything he or she wants on you. Omotosho and Nigerian politicians, is that what you will do? I think a good parent should ask the son or the daughter, don't be afraid of this person. If he or she is coming, gather momentum, anything that is available, if it is stone or stick, use it and whip the person. Tomorrow that person will not come close to you again. This was the advice we were given when we were little children. And if you do it, by the time you start to resist that person, the next time he or she is coming to you, I am betting you, that person will never, he or she will never try you again. He or she would in fact, let it just be that you carry the person and hit on the ground. You will say, whoa, that person will never try to come close to you. Instead, you get amazing to look for a way to make you his or her friend. I am telling you. And this was the training. And that was what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did. He served as a father to encourage the children to stand resolute against those that are destroying their lives. To tell you that Nigeria wundi ogbundi ndị ha si na ha wu citizen ha. Because in a terrorist ndị nwe igwe na-egbechi ya. To tell you that Nigeria is committing terrorism against her citizens. They don't want them to be protected. That is why they are out to defend those terrorists that are coming to buy people every day, every now and then. People were in the church. I have that video here. Were in the church. These terrorists started shooting their gun, surrounded the church. Both children, old women, they did not know what to do. Everybody was crying. Children were crying. Children were crying. Everybody was running. They ran into a vestry and hid. The same terrorists went inside. They didn't know that the camera was on, picking them. They went inside and broke the vestry and were picking those people, adopted them in recently. Nigeria don't want anybody to defend him or herself. Nigeria don't want anybody to tell you defend yourself. If you say defend yourself, you have committed an offense. Except if you are those with them who are deceiving the people, they would say it, and at the back they will tell them continue. The whole world should know that this is just a crime that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu committed by telling those that they came to Lekki Toll Gate, Lekki Peninsula, to come and buy during the end of NSAX. On your motor Jiweme Nnamdi Kanu sentence. He told them to defend themselves. Osino IPOB, they burned police station, they tied military. Omotosho, from that Yoruba who you are from, you did not know that a lot of people were tied that led to that speech, that led to that encouraging word. Were IPOB in Lagos. IPOB were there in Lagos during that period. And it is even the same thugs whom they brought to come and scuttle that peaceful protest. You might not hear Nigerian name. That is what they are doing. When there is a peaceful protest, they will go and bring their thugs to come and cause problem so that they will say that there is a problem. That was what they did. You are joking, Nigeria. That judgment cannot stand. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot be put for life imprisonment. Lenugi to tell the whole world that it is because of mercy you would have sentenced him to death. Jesus. Like seriously, it came out from your mouth. Omotosho. It came out from your mouth. That it is out of mercy you are giving him life imprisonment. Like seriously. Omotosho. Wash your back. Because there is God in heaven. There is God of justice. Think of those people, a lot of people that have meted ill against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Check the history of those that have maltreated or gave false judgment or did anything against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Check their history. Go and check their history. Go and check their history. So that you will know if what you are doing, whether you will get free, will be free from it. Because in every evil, there is a reward. In every good, there is a reward. We kept calling you. Don't you know that you have generation? That what you do will either close door for them or open door for them. Omotosho, you could not think back. You came to say that you are sentencing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for life imprisonment. You are a joker. How many of these terrorists have you sentenced? Omotosho. Those people that are coming to Kwara to chase them away from your own homeland, how many of them have you apprehended? You see it. Atiku was in the media telling you how this man is even fighting for the betterment of Nigeria, because they don't even want that their Nigeria to exist. That's why they brought terrorists from different regions, from different countries. Imagine Nigeria inviting the head of Hamas, one of Hamas leaders, in the media, in Nigerian media, to come and speak. A leader of Hamas, Nigeria invited him, lodged him in a hotel, took care of him, and took him to media to make a broadcast. Just imagine. Just imagine. Just imagine. And the media could not stand to condemn that. Mana onye na-ejighị ụta jiga egbe, jigi mma, jiga arọ, jiga okwute. That is whom they will be rejoicing and be pushing. Now, oh goodness me. Goodness me. Well, before I go further, I want to tell us, let us be calm. Kaidereju. Nigeria now immediately had declared this thing. Then Southeast will be boiling. Okay? They felt that Southeast will be boiling, so that they will now push their repented Boko Haram again to Southeast. They will come and finish up what they have started, or what they have been looking for a way to accomplish. That is what they did. So even the guy that was saying that Nogamu may make this thing, you will not die, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot be sentenced to life imprisonment. Omamme. All right? Omamme. The world is now watching. I saw the tweet of Gunther. I saw the tweet of Gunther. And the US, in their hearing yesterday, brought it up. The world we call Nigeria, let them for even committing war crime. They want to see what the Igbos will do. I saw a pastor, Pastor Kezie. I saw your tweet that sentencing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to life imprisonment, though saying that it is the Igbos, that it is not the Igbos, it's only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Shame on you, Pastor Kezie. Ehoro. Well, I will not lay curse on you, but God will judge you and your generation. These people, one day will just not gas a show hasara. Are they saying how will pastors? I know Jovika, them all of them will be jubilating, but all of you, this is the beginning of your end. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Nigeria cannot win this case. Well, even appeal court, I don't even trust appeal court. I am telling you, if something good come out from an appeal court, fine and good. It's good that it is also appealed. How can you even, Omotosho, you could not allow Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to read his address, his speech address. You could not allow this man to read it. You don't want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to read his address. You chase him out of the court only for you to pass judgment with what you have written. Now, Kono Honoya, to prove to the world that this is what that have been written and gave to Omotosho. It has been written. Because if not that it had been written, Omotosho would have listened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. After listening to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, then he would draw an inference from what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu presented. And from there, he will now see how he's going to judge the case. But he never listened to the address of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. After pushing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out, he read what they have written. Have you seen it? Makandi Nasene that not pass the judgment on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. How can you pass judgment without the person, without hearing from the person? You did not hear from the person, and you say you are sentencing the person to life imprisonment with something that you have written. Nigeria, that is a Nigeria na papa na waka that is the as if that they are not just in this space. They are not in this space where every other country is existing. All the no in their own world. How could this be? How could this be? So please, umunnem, share this broadcast. Share, please. Share and comment. I want to see your comment, please. Share, click the like button, let it go viral. And I want to beg us that it is not yet late. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu agaghị anọ ebe ahụ. No now. Ọ gaghị anọ. Or strategize on which way to go. So now the case has just started. The case has just started. Omotosho will be called to defend Ebo Sibezie his judgment. So Ndiba Ayunu Deredu. I couldn't come out yesterday. I just have to encourage myself. Just imagine, Haputa, the Oyas no Minister of Information, Minister of Foreign Affairs, came out to come and like that is Fulani for you. In fact, okay, let us see something. Before then, let us play this jingle and then bring out other things we have. All the way we chat.
Biafra is all he asks for. Every night and day he's shouting and pointing to one direction. But his own people are blind and saying it's causing division. Tell me why? Someone who sacrificed his life for you and I. Tell me why? Out of sight has become out of our mind. He's asking for nothing and cares about not for these people emancipation. No. But there is a breaking news to those who never knew. Permit me to give you a clue. In the morning sun will rise. There is a breaking news to those who never knew. Permit me to give you a clue. The morning sun will rise. He lost daddy and mommy and he live for nothing, doesn't care about nothing and abandoned his family. He Take your time and think what he's going through. He doesn't want to give up, but to protect you. Even when they throw him African juju. Oh no, bring up the cannon now. Let me hear you sing. Bring up the cannon now. Bring up the cannon. Bring up the cannon. Bring up the cannon now. You hate him because of envy. We love him, he's one and only. We follow him because he's ready to die for the freedom of his people. Whatever he said is a prophecy. Take it on your living letter, you believe. He's so fanatical and ever ready to die for the freedom of his people. There is a breaking news to those who never knew. But make me to give you a clue. In the morning sun will rise. There is a breaking news to those who never knew. But make me to give you a clue. The morning sun will rise. Bring up the cannon now. 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 Let me hear you sing. Everybody know my job is singing. Bring up the cannon, yeah. Bring up the cannon, yeah.
All right. They must free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He is an innocent man. Let us listen to this. Kai Bawanyume. Just be calm. Our God is able. All right.
My people, now good evening. Just because many of you have been calling me, let everybody calm down. We are filing our notice appeal tomorrow. And be rest assured, the judgment is going to be set aside because this is not judgment at all. If you are doubting me, I will get the cities of the judgment tomorrow. I will give it to you and the record of proceedings. You will now discover that the judge left what issues that we raise. He left everything that we are talking about and be writing another thing. So that judgment, it was predicated on anger. It just Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has insulted me. I will show him that I'm a judge. That's all. That's all. It's not predicated on law at all. A matter that was not investigated. The judge, you rejected the statement of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the DSS wanted to tender. Now, if a matter that was not investigated, there was no statement, there was no investigation report, on what basis are you giving judgment? Issues of the whole Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you did not even address it. You are talking about bombing Britain, British High Commission, bombing American Embassy. All those things doesn't make sense at all. We are finding our appeal tomorrow. We are going to set it aside. Let everybody calm down. Thank you and God bless you. My people, now good evening. Just because many of you have been calling me, let everybody calm down. We are filing our notice appeal tomorrow. And be rest assured, the judgment is going to be set aside because this is not judgment at all. If you are doubting me, I will get the cities of the judgment tomorrow. I will give it to you and the record of proceedings. You will now discover that the judge left what issues that we raise. He left everything that we are talking about and be writing another thing. So that judgment, it was predicated on anger. It just Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has insulted me. I will show him that I'm a judge. That's all. That's all. It's not predicated on law at all. A matter that was not investigated. the judge, you rejected the statement of Mazen and the Kalu, the DSS wanted to tender. Now, if a matter that was not investigated, there was no statement, there was no investigation report, on what basis are you giving judgment? Issues of the whole Mazen and the Kalu, you did not even address it. You are talking about bombing Britain, British High Commission, bombing American Embassy. All those things doesn't make sense at all. We are filing our appeal tomorrow. We are going to set it aside.
Yes, so
let everybody calm down. Thank you and God bless you.
So everybody should calm down. We are now restrategizing on how to go about it. So Nigeria, they actually they want to see our reaction. They don't know that because their intention is to push their Boko Haram. Is to push their Boko Haram again to come to Southeast to come and continue with what they have been doing. So that is what they felt that they will come and do. Mana, among that it cannot work for them. Let us listen to this. All right. Let us hear this out. Let's hear this out. Okay. All right. So that where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh God. Okay. So Hamahona Asnoye Guineane, they're just playing with fire. All right.
Okay. All right. Okay, now. Okay, please, we'd just like you to react to the judgment that has just been delivered. It has been a long battle from 2015 till now, but your client got life imprisonment. How are you going to react?
Today we forever live in infamy. Today is the only day I have witnessed a man being convicted for mere puffery, for what he said from his mouth, not what he did with his own hands. The verdict is not consistent with the evidence laid before the court. The sentence is overbroad, cruel, and unusual. How can you convict a man for making mere broadcasts from a location that was never named, and he never tied that broadcast to any single incident of violence, or even someone slapping someone, not to talk of terrorism? You did all this, you didn't lay any evidence. I don't know where this whole verdict can be grounded in law, logic, or facts. We disagree with the judgment vehemently. Completely. Yes. And we are going to fight it from here onwards until justice is done.
Yes. There is no justice yet.
Yes. Suspect the judgment is not based on law. It's not based on facts. It's based on politics. It's based on some tribal, primordial sentiments. Just because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is Igbo. An Igbo man has become the person in Nigeria that should be trampled upon. I'm not saying this because I'm Igbo. I'll say it for the Hausa or Yoruba who gets trampled upon. But today we saw an Igbo man being trampled upon, and by God Almighty, we are not going to allow it. It will not stand. Nobody is going to trample on me. Nobody is going to trample on Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not a terrorist. He's a man that was pursuing change. To pursue a separate nation of yours is not a crime. So in Nigeria today, if somebody says, don't be silly, you get convicted. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu may broadcast, and so what? And you convict him for terrorism, for mere words in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. What kind of precedent is being laid? So from here, we are heading to the Court of Appeal. The Court of Appeal is the only court in this country, or the next court in this country, that sits as a jury. We are going to approach the justices there to check out what happened in court today. And we are pretty sure the justices will agree with us that today was the symbol of the travesty of justice that everybody has been suspecting all along. If the Court of Appeal disagrees with us, we head to the Supreme Court. But by God Almighty, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu is not going to stand convicted. Yes. He's going to get overturned. Thank you.
My mic is muted. Oh, Jesus, God of mercy. So, we have to be strong. We have to be strong. God bless you for joining. So we have to be strong. We don't have to dance with them like mad people. Ịma na onye ara bịachiri akwa gị gbapụ n'ezi, and gị nwa ichefuo that you are a reasonable somebody. Isi na bedroom gbara ọtọ shụrụ ya gbapụkwa. People will not really know who is a mad person. Okay, so they are mad people, and because we are not mad like them, we have to call people to bring clothes for us. Please get me something to wear. So the person will now rush and bring clothes for you. That is what we are doing. Nigeria, unu dara wegeria nana. Unu dara no, eh? You are gone. Nigeria is gone forever. Gone forever. With this single act, unu mere now, you will see unu ga no daya. Let me see. This one was a more clear. I don't know. Is it this one I just played now? Okay, let me see whether it's just the same thing. So you don't just go to dance with the mad person the way the person acted. So you have to make sure that you cover yourself. You have to cover yourself before following the person. Otherwise, you will make the same mistake that person is making. So they did this thing thinking that everybody will rush out, begin to destroy ourselves, so that they will use that opportunity and push the terrorists. They have been thinking on how to push. So, but it will not work for them. All right?
A few minutes ago.
Well, I feel very bad. Not only me, I feel sad. My colleague is here. All of us, we feel very bad. It's a very bad day for judiciary. Okay. It's a very bad day for the criminal justice system in Nigeria. This is the first time in my entire life as a lawyer that I have seen a man being convicted for the mere words he uttered. Just like someone can say, don't be silly, and you say he committed an offense, and somebody say, just go and die, and you say he committed an offense. In law, we call those things mere puffery. They are harmless speeches. And you accuse a man of making broadcasts from a location somewhere around the world that he didn't name, and he could not tie any of those broadcasts directly to any criminal activity in Nigeria, and he stands convicted. That is very bad. So it kind of lends credence to this very narrative that the Igbo man faces another type of justice in Nigeria, other than from the one that is being faced by others.
Sorry to interject. Are you saying those words of incitement as found by the court were just commentary or buffers, as you rightly mentioned?
They are mere puffery. A lot of people make empty threats every day. You fight with a man or you fight with your fellow woman, and she says to you, okay, go and die, I'll come and kill you, this and that, don't be silly. Accident, let thunder fire you. Are you supposed to be convicted for that?
Okay, sir, so we are now at this point where the court has delivered its judgment. Mm-hmm. What is the next line of action? Although Mr. Kanu does not have a lawyer as he stands, because you all are his consultants, so what would you advise
advised him to do, and despite the killings happening in the southern eastern part of Nigeria.
Well, we're heading to the Court of Appeal, but as a responsible citizen, I'll see this opportunity to call for calm. I don't want anybody to get so angry in the Southeast that some violence will start occurring from here and there. Let everybody be calm. This situation can be controlled. We have the next court in the chain, which is the Court of Appeal, and we're heading to the Court of Appeal.
Okay. And how optimistic are you that the Court of Appeal would either upturn or upheld this judgment?
Can my colleague take that question?
Yes, please.
Sure, please.
Well, thank you very much. We are very optimistic because in the first place, from the analysis my Lord gave, you will find that my Lord was not able to pinpoint at any one single person who carried out any of the acts that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is said to have incited. You said Mazi Nnamdi Kanu incited killing. You didn't bring one single person who said, yes, I was the one who was incited. So, to me, I felt that it was the court giving evidence. A
few minutes ago.
So, it was the court that gave evidence and not that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu defended himself. You are judging somebody and you could not hear from the person. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu could not read his address. So how can you tell me that is a judgment? And rubbish, and unfortunately, some of them because of now high chief. Because of now high chief that Omotosho just truly showed mercy. All of you, I got flush all of you out of an Igbo. All this a flefus. Assuming that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was passed a right judgment, you will still see these people. Puta, yes, it's Hamadike, yes, Igbos have been met because now they want to align with Nigeria so that Nigeria say that they are aligning with them. Maybe but that is your end. You people have met your Waterloo. You people have just met your Waterloo. Because the case is just starting. The case is just starting. All right? Can ebido case. Can ebido case. Just now. Case ebido. Where is this? I'm coming. Excuse me, please.
If the Nigerian government...
Let me see if it is what I really want. So just a minute, please. Okay. Let's see.
Continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria. If they don't, there's going to be hell to pay.
It's unfortunate that President Trump has been misinformed. This false narrative that there's some persecution or a genocide.
Why isn't it a genocide against Christians in Nigeria?
We don't want to be the next Sudan.
You dispute the numbers that have been reported to have been killed, but you have no idea how many Christians have been killed.
We are not hiding any facts.
Right now, you have an Islamist government in Nigeria. There is a reason that we're seeing these Islamic militants going around and yelling Allahu Akbar. That's not by coincidence.
It's easy for her to sit thousands of miles away and play games with people's lives.
I perform several burials because the Islamic are controlling the government. Let me tell you, there's a genocide in Nigeria.
Nicki Minaj will address the United Nations later today alongside US Ambassador Mike Waltz. The Queen of Rap is not often seen at the UN. She's speaking out because, like so many people at the moment, she's extremely alarmed about what is happening in Nigeria. It's the most populous country in Africa and one of its wealthiest, but it's fair to say it hasn't traditionally been a big subject for Western media or the US podcast circuit until recently. Just over a month ago, HBO's Bill Maher said this.
If you don't know what's going on,
well, I have used this to make a program. Why I'm bringing it up here again to tell you that how Nigeria, that is how we're in the Fulani no, we're no propaganda everywhere, but our own people are you are jubilating that your own brother life imprisonment for standing for you, for trying to defend you. Look at what they used to judge him, that he incited the buying of soldiers and destroying of a police station in Lagos during EndSARS. Now tell me, that EndSARS, was it a palatable thing? Upon a video, somebody was even telling that, and that person that was challenging Nigeria players in Switzerland, he's from the north, but he has lived long in abroad. He told them that Nigeria is a terrorist country, killing her own citizen, buying her own citizen. What they did in Lekki toll gate, and you are here representing them. Yet Nigeria does not know where is their problem. Nigerians don't know where their problem is coming from. You are a man who stood as a father to tell you, no, you don't allow somebody to push you and pursue you. You run into the house, and the person will come into the house and drag you out. If you keep doing that, the person will in fact, your life is in the person's hand. You have to resist that person. And when you resist that person, the person will know that you know what you know. Nigeria knew that we don't allow Fulanis to penetrate our land. And they see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a barrier for them. They see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as standing against their plan in exposition, in action. By launching ESN to push away the Fulani militants in our bushes. That has been the offense. But because they cannot even hold fat on that, they don't know how to use, because they can't fat on it. Now they are using a Lekki toll gate issue. On the Fulanis, you saw when one of the Fulani Janjaweed or the Mieti was saying that their problem is that one, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Know how would their problem to penetrate southeast? But look at the flavors are jubilating for the same person. Your enemy are complaining that no, their problem to penetrate to you, and you are jubilating that that person has been taken out of the way of your enemies. You see the game, man. I just heard now a troop flood Imo State with a bike. And police could not stop them. Military could not stop them. People that were trying to video them, they went to one of them and snatched the phone and smashed the phone on the floor. Just after, immediately after this, I think that was yesterday. That is it. Let us listen to this Fulani man and hear what he's saying. We are winning this case. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot be prisoned. Omotocho just mentioned it. Let it be that he has pleased the people that sent him on errand. But for you to say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be in prison, it will not stand.
In Nigeria, your media sources suck. You are in a bubble. And again, I'm not a Christian, but they are systematically killing the Christians in Nigeria. They've killed over 100,000 since 2009. They've burned 18,000 churches. This is so much more. These are their Islamists, Boko Haram. This is so much more of a genocide attempt than what is going on in Gaza. They are literally attempting to wipe out the Christian population of an entire country. Where are the kids protesting this?
Thank you.
Many prominent figures are now raising the issue. Senator Ted Cruz wrote since 2009, over 50,000 Christians in Nigeria have been massacred. It's a result of decisions made by specific people in specific places at specific times. The United States knows who those people are. A series of stories have followed on major US networks, including Fox, whose interviews on the subject were said to have angered President Trump. The US leader is now threatening Nigeria with, in his words, sweet military action, choosing not to rule out both airstrikes and boots on the ground. He's also threatening to withhold more than $1 billion in US aid. Just this weekend, gunmen abducted 25 girls from a high school in Nigeria. Boko Haram is being blamed. Understandably, I wanted to find out more about all of this. I expected the Nigerian government to be addressing the situation with urgency and invited the Nigerian Foreign Minister, Yusuf Tuggar, to appear on the show. There was a bit of a bad line, but I'm sure that you and many in the White House will find what followed pretty extraordinary.
Denken Sie an ein Leben, in dem Sie sich keine Sorgen mehr um Rechnungen machen müssen. Ein Leben, in dem Sie Ihren Kindern die beste Ausbildung bieten und jederzeit in den Urlaub fahren können.
Well, joining me now is the Nigerian Foreign Minister, Ambassador Yusuf Tuggar. Welcome to you, Foreign Minister. I appreciate you joining us, Sensitive.
Hear this liar, this blatant liar.
Thank you for having me, Pierce.
Fulani man.
So, a simple question. If somewhere between 50 and 100,000 Christians have been murdered in Nigeria since 2009, depending on which bit of data you want to take up, and 18,000 Christian churches have been destroyed, why isn't it, as some people are claiming, a genocide against Christians in Nigeria?
Well, to begin with, those figures are completely and totally inaccurate and false. And many in the media have examined them, they fact-checked them. So they come from Inter-Society and Open Doors, and they've been shown to be totally inaccurate. What we have in Nigeria is a multi-ethnic, multi-tribal, multi-religious country of 230 million people. Our nation-building project is not an easy one. We have suffered from the effects of things that we have no control over, exogenous factors such as the breaking up of the Libyan state, the killing of Gaddafi, the proliferation of weapons and fighters that have cascaded down to the northern fringes of Nigeria and beyond, and have affected the entire region. The failure of the EU Sahel strategy over the years. These are all things that we are suffering the effects of. And we do have Boko Haram in the Lake Chad region that affects not just Nigeria, but 3 other countries, Niger, Chad, and Cameroon, that we've been contending with through the multinational joint task force that allows the troops of the countries in the region to pursue the terrorists. 50,000 insurgents and people that were caught in the region of the insurgency having surrendered, and we were in the course of processing them, and some were being rehabilitated, others were being processed through the legal system when Niger had to pull out because of the failure of the EU Sahel strategy and the military coup that was experienced in Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali.
Look, you've made it clear that you believe these numbers are wildly exaggerated. The International Society for Civil Liberties and Rule of Law is a non-governmental organisation that monitors and tracks human rights abuses across Nigeria. In its report in August, it said jihadist groups, including Boko Haram and ISIS in Nigeria, had killed over 100,000 Christians in the last 16 years. It also noted that 60,000 moderate Muslims have been killed in that period too. Now, I guess my obvious question to you is, if it's not 100,000, then how many Christians have been murdered since 2009? And if it's not 18,000 Christian churches that have been destroyed, how many is it?
We in Nigeria have Christians, we have Muslims, we have atheists, we have animists, and when we're counting death tolls, we don't necessarily go by religion, and quite often it's difficult to even identify what religion an individual that has just lost their lives belongs to. And what we are concerned about is that they are Nigerians first and foremost. And we've seen these sort of agitations by faith-based organizations that is a prelude to the breaking up, to the dismemberment of countries. We've seen it in Sudan. We know this playbook. It's happened. There were agitations to create South Sudan, which was expected to be a predominantly Christian country, separate from North Sudan, which is meant to be a Muslim country. Now we have a situation where there's fighting, continuous fighting in South Sudan. There's another round about to kick off. The same thing in the North Sudan.
Okay,
where
but let me
the supposed
interrupt.
Muslim fighting each other. So we don't want to be the next Sudan. We will not allow ourselves to be the next Sudan.
No, I
Where
understand
are the
that.
faith-based groups that were agitating for Sudan to be dismembered? They're no longer there to fix Sudan.
Okay.
Not North, not South.
Okay.
Where it's Nigeria as a member of the Peace Council of the African
let me jump in
that
if I
is left
may.
with the heavy lifting.
Foreign Minister, if I may, I'd like to jump in if I may, because you do seem to be avoiding my questions. You know, you don't seem to know how many Christians have been murdered, which I find surprising.
I'm not.
Well, you haven't given me any. You've told me you don't know.
I'm not avoiding
Well,
your
well, just to, with respect, sir, you have not given.
Nigerians. So
no,
many
you have, I know what you said.
May not necessarily
I understand.
Same as those that.
But you are, yes. But what you're saying, if you could let me speak, what you're saying is that you dispute the numbers of Christians that have been reported to have been killed, but you have no idea how many Christians have been killed. What we surely can agree on is how many Christian churches have been destroyed. Do you know how many?
Yes, I do.
If you owe back taxes to the IRS, they can garnish your wages and levy your bank accounts. They can even seize your retirement or take your home. Don't let the IRS target you. Call the
Christians. These are cherished people. These are
attacks that have brought about an intensifying of out of the 36.
I want to pass
that Nigeria is configured in such a way that you have Muslim and Christian populations all across the country. There are, of course, states out of the 36 states that we have that have a high concentration of Christians, the same way that there are states where you have a high concentration of Muslims. Take, for example, the more recent attacks that have brought about an intensifying of this false narrative that there's some persecution. Or
he said false narrative. He said false narrative. Because they will protect their own, protect their terrorists. But in the Boba you got puta and where may sacrifice. Makandi na. That is a Jehovah Geku Nipe. Tonda Gavisi can press up. We can't allow Mazinam Kanu to be jailed for that kind pronouncement. Omotasho cannot do it. This man here, because our neighbor no na agabeji onye a terrorist na a protecting his fellow ones.
The likes of Bill Maher even go as far as to say a genocide.
Please click the like button.
The ground
well, it's actually more than Bill Maher. If I may jump in again. If I may play you. No, I understand. If I may finish this. If I may jump in, sorry.
No, if I can just finish this. Sorry. The governor of Benue State happens to be a man of the cloth. He's a reverend father. He's a Catholic. So you can see how it is impossible for him to be concealing what is happening. He would be screaming at the top of his voice if indeed there was some genocide or if there was some specific calculated targeting of Muslims, of Christians. But he knows there isn't, and that is why he is not doing so.
But let me play you a clip from President Donald Trump about this.
If the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria. We're going to do things to Nigeria that Nigeria is not going to be happy about and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns a-blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible, horrible atrocities. I'm hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians. These are cherished people. These are great people. Leave them alone. Warning, the Nigerian government better move fast before it's too late. If they don't, there's going to be hell to pay.
So what is your message to President Trump, who obviously completely disagrees with you?
My message is that we have the utmost respect for the United States of America. We have, by extension, the utmost respect for its president, President Trump. It's unfortunate that President Trump has been misinformed by those that
President Trump has
trade in generalized labelings. And unfortunately, it has resulted in this statement. We urge that the engagement that is ongoing continues so that we will provide more information and clarity. We are not the ground for either a jihad nor a crusade. Nigerians have lived in peace, relative peace with each other for a very, very long period of time. We are the people that populate the confluence of the rivers Niger and Benue, and we will continue to do so. And it's important to be mindful of the complexity of the Nigerian state. It is a multi-diverse state in so many regards, and it is an ally of the US because we've worked successfully together in the past. And we actually appreciate what President Trump has done in the past when other subsequent US administrations would not sell Tucano jet fighters to us, planes, aircraft to us. President Trump acquiesced to that. Some of the things that we're experiencing at the moment have a direct linkage to the application of the Leahy Law to countries like Nigeria, where they were deprived of weapons to maintain peace at home and help also maintain peace in the region. This is why we continue to experience terrorism in the region, in the Sahel region, whereas in the past, when we worked successfully together with the US, you could see what Nigeria was able to achieve. We resettled Sierra Leone, we resettled Liberia successfully, and our multinational joint task force
Minister, I'm interrupting
was very effective in the fight against terrorism. Until
Minister, just stay there for a moment, if you will, because joining me now is the former Canadian MP Goldie Gamari, host of the Goldie Show, who has spoken out frequently at what she says is a genocide against Christians in Nigeria. Goldie Gamari, welcome to Uncensored. What is your response to the foreign minister?
Please click the like button so that this broadcast will go viral, so that people will know that Nigeria is why they are against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because he is encouraging people to protect themselves. That is just the crime. So please, I want you to click the like button for us so that this broadcast will go viral. Okwanu, for our own good. Ndewonu. Thank you all for joining. I can see Ashas number 1. You did well, right? You are not the Asha champion. No. Yes, I saw Aderelen. Though it's like they blocked Aderelen in the comment. Please, Aderelen, you can comment again. They didn't want your comment to show in the public. So I can only observe it, but when I'm monitoring it, I cannot see it there. So you can comment again. Terrorists, they will not want to see it, please. So but I have seen you from the mainstream. You're welcome. You're welcome. Ndewo. Biafra Divine, you're welcome. Chinenye Obiefune, Ndewo. Thank you for joining. Ndewo. Please, if not subscribe, do well to subscribe and click the like button. It's very important so that this broadcast will go viral. Thank you for joining. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is our campaign. He must be free. Let's keep calling the world to come in and sanction Nigeria for committing international crime by going to Kenya to kidnap an innocent man, coming to judge him without hearing from him. Leaving everything that is in the content of the court, leaving everything to bring his own. Imagine Omotosho mentioning that IPOB is proscribed. As a judge he is, he doesn't know that it does not work, that a case that is still in the content of the court, and he is still coming out to come and claim that is a terrorist organization, a proscribed terrorist organization, whereas it is in the content of the court. Omotocho si na ọ gara akwụkwọ. Omotocho si na ọ gara akwụkwọ. Nnamdi Kanu is telling him that he doesn't know the law. Truly, he doesn't know the law. Omotocho does not know the law. That's why in Nigeria, we make garbage. People like this Minister of Foreign Affairs. I can't even capture the name. All right? Don't even know the name. That's why they can garbage these people that can lie with everything they have to be their representative. They will do repented Boko Haram and put in the military, repented Boko Haram and put in the police, repented Boko Haram and put in the custom. Then they will go and be stealing looting people's property, people's goods, to go to the bush to go and feed the terrorists. Yet, they can't with their problem.
Of Nigeria, who says there is no genocide. The numbers of those who've been killed, number of churches attacked, has been wildly exaggerated.
Well, first of all, Pierce, thank you for having me on. It's a pleasure to be here. Pierce, if it walks like a duck and it talks like a duck, it probably is a duck. There is a reason that we're seeing these Islamic militants going around and yelling Allahu Akbar. That's not by coincidence. There's a reason that they are attacking Christians on Christmas Eve. Let's not forget that back in 2014, almost 300 Christian schoolgirls were kidnapped by these Islamic militants. 80 of them, their whereabouts are still unknown. Pierce, what's happening in Nigeria is jihad. It's the exact same thing that happened on October 7 by Islamists when they broke into Israel and murdered Jews, yelling Allahu Akbar. It's the exact same thing that ISIS terrorists did to the Yazidis in Iraq. It's the exact same thing that happened in Lebanon. Here's the only difference between what's happening today in Nigeria versus what happened 1400 years ago when the Muslim Arab invaders came to Persia is that back then people did not have cameras, but today they do. It is 100% jihad. We've seen it before. This is how the Islamist playbook always happens.
Well, I don't think that the foreign minister was denying that bad things have been happening. He's just denying that it constitutes a genocide and that the numbers of reported
because his
deaths
government
of
is a part of it.
Of murders of Christians.
I think his government is complicit. Right now, you have an Islamist government in Nigeria. One of the things that he didn't mention to you is that typically it's been a constitutional convention in Nigeria that if the prime minister is Muslim, then if the president is Muslim, then the vice president is Christian. If the president is Christian, then the vice president is Muslim. This is intended to have a proper representation of the Nigerian population. Right now, you have a Muslim president, and then they decided to choose a Muslim vice president, and so there is actually no Christian representation in the Islamist government. By the way, this is a government that is working closely behind the scenes with the Islamic Republic of Iran. You should ask the foreign minister why Nigerian school children are holding pictures of the Ayatollah, who is a brutal dictator and is murdering my people in Iran. People need to look into the linkages between the current Nigerian government and the Islamic Republic of Iran. I was a politician for 7 years, Pierce, and I can tell when someone is lying and avoiding the truth. That's exactly what this foreign minister is doing, and shame on him for lying.
Foreign Minister, your response to that?
With all due respect to the lady, I'm sorry, I forget her name. She has already exposed her ignorance and lack of knowledge about Nigeria, and it's easy for her to sit thousands of miles away and play games with people's lives. These are real
I'm not the
lives we're
one
talking
playing
about.
games with
Real
people's
lives.
lives. 7,000
Please
Christians
do
have
not
been
interrupt
murdered
me. Do
in
not interrupt me.
Nigeria.
I do not interrupt
7,000
you.
Christians have been
And
murdered in Nigeria. Who's playing
clearly
games with people's
does
lives?
not
It's
even
not
know
me.
whether Nigeria has a president or a prime minister. You can see how she's waffling, she's stumbling. But this is typical of
I think you're showing your own ignorance. The fact
speculators
that you're
like
not
her
able to actually counter what I'm saying, and instead you're going after these things that are irrelevant, that just shows how ignorant you are.
saber rattling.
Immer mehr Deutsche haben in wenigen Tagen ihr Gehalt ersetzt oder ihre Altersvorsorge verfehlt.
Trade in saber rattling. It is typical. You can see she's exposing herself. She doesn't even know the country that she's trying to start a crusade on and drawing comparisons with Gaza. You know, it's clear what she's trying to do. We have a constitution that has go and read my constitution before you even try to have a discussion with me.
Nigeria with a constitution. Nigeria with a constitution. Where can you apply your constitution? Shambolic constitution written by one person. Eh? That is
Look up sections 10, 38, and 42 of our constitution. There is federal character enshrined in our constitution. It's part and parcel of it. And the priority is the region where you come from, because we don't identify ourselves as Muslims and Christians in Nigeria. We identify ourselves from regions, geopolitical regions.
Christians disagree.
Place where we come from. And
but do you accept? All right, Foreign Minister. Foreign Minister, let me jump in.
Find out
Foreign Minister. Foreign Minister, do you? Foreign Minister, if I may. Foreign Minister, if I may, Foreign Minister, do you accept that there is a big problem? You know, we can quibble over precise numbers, but you've already said by your own numbers, over 100 Christian churches have been attacked. You won't commit to how many Christians have been killed. I think you're slightly hiding behind the fact you don't know what all their religion was. But you must know how many people have been killed.
I can give you figures. You did not ask me. You did not ask me. I can give you figures of those that lost their lives
How many Christians have been murdered in Nigeria since 2009?
Since over the last 5 years, I can categorically tell you that 177 have been killed. And it does not mean that the killing.
But you said to me. You said to me earlier. You said to me earlier you didn't. Yeah, but hang on. Foreign Minister, with respect.
Muslims. They are not necessarily Muslims.
Foreign Minister.
To understand that.
Foreign Minister, with respect, earlier when I asked you that question, you said you didn't know the number because many of the people who've been killed, you didn't know what religion they were. So which is it?
Yes, so I am telling you, number killed when churches were attacked. I told you the number of the churches that were attacked.
Now, how many Christians? You misunderstood my question. How many? I want to know. You Yes, but Foreign Minister, you have had United States senators like Ted Cruz saying publicly that at least 50,000 Christians have been murdered since 2009. If you're saying that number is wildly exaggerated, what is the number?
I keep giving you the numbers, but clearly, you are not.
You're not. You're giving me the numbers since in the last 5 years.
Accept the numbers or even listen to what I'm saying. 102, 177, number injured 98, number abducted 7. Okay, so we are not hiding any facts. But as I said, we don't go about trying to identify a Nigerian's faith when they've lost their lives. That is
but
not.
Do you
that
condemn?
Is not what Nigeria.
Sorry, do you know I didn't know my mic was muted? My mic was muted when I was doing explanation, and I don't even know if I still remember what I said. But then, Ushenwale, your comment was blocked. Your nice comment was blocked because of that word terrorism. So you can reframe it. Enwere ike ga-etinyezie ebe ahụ ebe oo dị ime ya 00 ma ## ma ***. So ebe I enwere ike itinye ya 1 ka ha hapụ ya. And also Maazị Aderele, the same thing happened to your own too. Ha blọkụrụ ya. So you can also reframe it. All right. So I want to hear comments. All right. So I can also drop link here. Ndi Osho.
Condemn. Foreign Minister,
the crime Maazị Nnamdi Kanu commentary is just because that he wants to defend the people whom they have failed to defend, the people Nigeria has left vulnerable. But look at ndị dị otu a ka ha pushuru ya bụrụ minista ha na-agụ mba ụwa niile na-atụ asị. This man is telling us that it's only 7 people that have been adopted. What kind of lie is this? That all the whole is only 7 people. Manajuru, you say that there is only attack, no destruction. The number. Still lying to the whole world. But your own article, the next president was not with Maazị Nnamdi Kanu in detention. He wouldn't have known that truly that Maazị Nnamdi Kanu is an innocent man, fighting for the freedom of other people. But he hated Maazị Nnamdi Kanu, according to him, hated Igbos and hated Biafra because of what he heard. But staying with Maazị Nnamdi Kanu, he knew that Maazị Nnamdi Kanu is an innocent man who is fighting for their own benefit also. But look at what these people are. This man, Gabeji, Senior Minister of Foreign Affairs, lying. This 7 are seen they were adopted. Is it the 25 that have just been adopted recently? Now 100 for the during for Chibo's years, how she will make destabilize Jonathan's government. Oneka go the Haribeya.
Do you condemn the attacks and the murder on Christians by Islamist groups in Nigeria?
Absolutely, 100%. I lost my father-in-law to an attack by an Islamic terrorist group, Boko Haram. So I myself am a victim. I've lost family members to attacks. And they were Muslims, but it doesn't matter whether they're Muslim or Christian, because their aim is to kill, to maim, so that they would achieve their objectives. And the number one enemy of Boko Haram is not a Christian. It is a Muslim who does not subscribe to their own brand of Islam.
Okay, I mean, Goldie Gamari, let me bring you back in there. I mean, there's no doubt that tens of thousands of moderate Muslims have also been murdered by Islamists. We can argue, till the cows come home, frankly, about what the exact numbers are. But clearly, a lot of Christian churches have been attacked. So have a lot of mosques, where it is believed that the people who are, observing their faith there are too moderate for the Islamists. So it seems like the Islamist groups like Boko Haram, like ISIS, are targeting pretty much anybody that they don't agree with, be that moderate Muslims or Christians. Is this not, as the foreign minister is putting forward a case of it's not just Christians being targeted and persecuted. It's also moderate Muslims, and that there's a general wider problem with Islamist terrorism.
Well, there is definitely a problem with Islamist terrorism, but just because Muslims are being murdered, it does not negate the fact that there is a targeted ethnic cleansing of Christian Nigerians. One does not negate the other. What we can conclude from this is that there is definitely an Islamist problem. Now, one thing that the Nigerian minister is purposely forgetting to put out there is that it's not just Boko Haram, it's also the Fulani militants. Not a lot of people know about the Fulani militants. The Fulani Islamists are also the ones who are generally targeting the Christian Nigerians, especially in the Plateau Belt. And I've had several Nigerian Christians come on and speak about this. In fact, I have seen videos where you have the Fulani militants, on their motorcycles with machetes. They're driving through various towns, and you have the Nigerian military who's supposed to prevent them from going. They're getting orders to stand down and allow the Fulani militants to go through. Again, Pierce, the loss of life is horrible. But as you can tell from the minister, he's avoiding questions. He's avoiding eye contact. Instead of actually answering the questions, he's focusing more on trying to attack me and trying to, go after me because I'm not as familiar with the Constitution. I don't need to be familiar with the Constitution of Nigeria to understand that, over 50,000 Christians have been murdered since 2009. I don't have to be familiar with the Constitution of Nigeria to know that when someone yells Allahu Akbar before they massacre 200 Christians and burn Christian churches, that's not just banditry, that's jihad. And I think the reason that the foreign minister does not want to admit this is because they are somehow complicit in this. And, he is purposely saying that he is willfully ignorant, because how could the Nigerian government not know if those people who have been murdered are Christian or Muslim? The reason that he's avoiding saying that is because if they actually put out formal numbers about the numbers of Christians targeted and murdered, then they will have to admit that there is a genocide. They don't want to admit that there's a genocide, but that's exactly what's happening. And I'm glad President Trump and others are calling it out.
Foreign Minister, finally, your response to that.
Mein Name ist in Deutschland ein Garant für Erfolg. Wenn Sie dies hören, gehören Sie zu einem exklusiven Kreis. Sie haben.
Well, like I said, the lady and people like her trade in starting wars in faraway places where they have no contacts, they have no understanding of, and they can do that from their armchairs from a safe distance.
Really?
It's a real life situation. This lady would not know the difference between a Fulani man, a Tiv man, an Igbo man if they stood in front of her. But you can see clearly overnight, because it pays, she's probably making money out of it.
I'm getting $0 for this. I'm getting paid zero. I'm getting paid zero for this. I have been speaking out against human rights violations. Listen, Pierce, as you can tell, he's not able to actually answer anything that I'm saying. All he does is just attack me and attack my credibility. So I think this shows the viewers exactly where the Nigerian government
is going to keep on insisting that he has not heard the figures. So that's what she's trying to do. Start a war. They want to break up Nigeria the same way they broke up Sudan, and now they've run away. She's not talking about Sudan anymore. She's not talking about South Sudan.
I actually have talked about Sudan in other episodes as well.
For Sudan to be dismembered. This is what they do. This is what they do. What they try to do to Africa. Nigeria is the largest country on the African continent. It is the largest shock absorber to the African continent in terms of admitting migrants, in terms of freedom of religion. It's Africa's largest democracy. But people like you, who don't really care about the freedoms of either Christians or Muslims or Africans, will continue to agitate for the breakup of Nigeria, for war. The same way that it's happening in South Sudan, and you've kept mum because you've moved on.
The reason that I know that you are working with the Islamic Republic of Iran is because the Islamic Republic puts out the same narrative about balkanization. That balkanization narrative is something that the Islamists constantly use.
That Africans are losing their lives. To you, it's just another black country to be broken up. You don't care who dies.
Your hands
whether
are the
they're
one that's
Christian
covered
or
in
Muslim.
blood, not mine.
But we've seen you
Not mine.
many
I'm not
times,
denying the
and
Christian
guess
genocide,
what?
but you are.
It's not
Shame
going to
on you.
happen to Nigeria.
Shame on you.
Move on to your next project. Move on to your next, your disgrace to the Canadian nation.
Imagine.
I'm shocked that you say that you actually practice as a politician in Canada. Move on to the next episode. Leave us alone.
Well, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you both very much indeed for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Piers.
Thank you.
Today's show is sponsored by OneSkin, which can help all of us look even younger. OneSkin is redefined.
I think we have seen that this man is a very big liar. He's a very big liar. He cannot tell himself the truth because of what they want, because of their intention, because of their agenda. Because of their agenda. That is why they are covering everything, and they want to jail an innocent man who is saying the truth. But all of them are complicit of what is happening in Nigeria. Nigerian government, Nigerian politicians, they are with all the Fulani jihadists, all the Fulani herdsmen, ndị ogbu mmadụ, with all the Boko Haram, ISWAP, Lakawara, and so on and so forth. Ha niile na-arụkọ with them. And their agenda, their target is the Igbos and the Christians, the Biafrans and Christians at large. That is their target. That is their target. Let's see this American. Let me see if I can see it. This oh God. You see here? Let's see what this the hearing that happened. Am I still with it? Oh God. Okay. Let me see if I can add it. People are now speaking up. That's what they don't know. That's what they don't know, that days are gone. They think that they can stop it. The media is out right now. So let me see if it is this, so that we'll hear this, our brother here. Let's listen to him. Nigeria. You opened your mouth to declare, or Motosho to declare judgment against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Hey, now wow.
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a clear example. In 2022, Nigeria's Court of Appeal struck down the charges against him and ordered his release. The UN Working Group on Arbitrary Detention has also called for his unconditional release. Yet he remains in solitary confinement, in deteriorating health, and recently had to represent himself in court. Nigeria has signaled that the law is optional and targeting Christians is fair game. Just hours ago this morning, despite the pleas and cries of the Nigerian people and many Nigerian lawmakers, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was convicted on all charges. For fiscal year 2025, the U.S. has requested nearly $8 billion for sub-Saharan Africa. But when Americans see political prisoners, judicial defiance, and the slaughter of Christians, they understandably ask, as they meet their own struggles, why should our tax dollars support governments that refuse to protect their own people? Is our aid aiding a genocide? Nigeria is a nation of tremendous potential, but that potential is being choked out by violent persecution of its Christian population. No country can build a stable future where churches are burned, believers are killed, and communities live in fear.
Sorry, I think I have to play it back again. I have to play it.
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a clear example. In 2022, 2022, Nigeria's court.
This thing just happened immediately. This was this hearing. This is U.S. hearing yesterday. The hearing they had yesterday, and this is one of the congressmen. He's one of the congressmen speaking up. So if Nigeria think that because they have passed judgment on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that it will stand, the world will stand for it.
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a clear example. In 2022, Nigeria's Court of Appeal struck down the charges against him and ordered his release. The UN Working Group on Arbitrary Detention has also called for his unconditional release. Yet he remains in solitary confinement, in deteriorating health, and recently had to represent himself in court. Nigeria has signaled that the law is optional and targeting Christians is fair game. Just hours ago this morning, despite the pleas and cries of the Nigerian people and many Nigerian lawmakers, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was convicted on all charges. For fiscal year 2025, the U.S. has requested nearly $8 billion for sub-Saharan Africa. But when Americans see political prisoners, judicial defiance, and the slaughter of Christians, they understandably ask as they meet their own struggles, why should our tax dollars support governments that refuse to protect their own people? Is our aid aiding a genocide? Nigeria is a nation of tremendous potential, but that potential is being choked out by violent persecution of its Christian population. No country can build a stable future where churches are burned, believers are killed, and communities live in fear.
Oh, God.
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a clear example. In 2022, Nigeria's Court of Appeal struck down the charges against him and ordered his release. The UN Working Group on Arbitrary Detention has also called for his unconditional release. Yet he remains in solitary confinement, in deteriorating health, and recently had to represent himself in court. Nigeria has signaled that the law is optional and targeting Christians is fair game. Just hours ago this morning, despite the pleas and cries of the Nigerian people and many Nigerian lawmakers, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was convicted on all charges. For fiscal year 2025, the U.S. has requested nearly $8 billion for sub-Saharan Africa. But when Americans see political prisoners, judicial defiance, and the slaughter of Christians, they understandably ask as they meet their own struggles, why should our tax dollars support governments that refuse to protect their own people? Is our aid?
They refuse to protect her own people. Nigeria refused to protect her own people. And the person that only spoke and encouraged people to save themselves, they are jailing him into life imprisonment. That is what they did to Obadiah. Melafia Obadiah. Obadiah Melafia. That's what they did to Obadiah Melafia. Because he stood up and told them to defend yourself. If you are waiting for, he spoke up. What did they do? Nigeria cried him. He was a Christian from the southern Kaduna. From southern Kaduna. They don't want anybody to speak against their evil. They don't want anybody to open the eyes of people. Now, the one that said if the Nigerian military have collude, they have collude with the Boko Haram. If you are waiting for anybody to defend you, you will all fight one by one. That is what the man said. Now, to defend yourself is a crime in Nigeria. But they will protect Boko Haram. They will protect Lakawara terrorist group. They will protect Fulani jihadists and the Muslim extremists who are going about burning houses, buying people, adopting people, raping women, innocent women and old women. But you are here to jail an innocent man. You cannot protect your own people. So this one is telling them that What they did yesterday morning in the court is an example of Christian genocide. That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is an example. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case was presented in U.S. hearing yesterday in the Congress meeting they had. So Nigeria don't know that the case has just started.
Lawmakers, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was convicted on all charges. For fiscal year 2025, the U.S. has requested nearly $8 billion for sub-Saharan Africa. But when Americans see political prisoners, judicial defiance, and the slaughter of Christians, they understandably ask as they meet their own struggles, why should our tax dollars support governments that refuse to protect their own people? Is our aid aiding a genocide? Nigeria is a nation of tremendous potential, but that potential is being choked out by violent persecution of its Christian population. No country can build a stable future where churches are burned, believers are killed, and communities live in fear.
No country can build a stable future when churches are burned, Christians are being killed, women are being raped, no government institution is workable, citizens are not getting job. You finish your university, you will be carrying your paper before you get a job, you will pay 1,500,000. Sometimes you pay it and you don't get the job. So you go to an office, they will ask you which tribe you are. If you're an Igbo, they will put your file. If you're a Biafran, they will put your file in the West bin. But if you're a Fulani speaking or a Yoruba speaking, they will give ear to you. How can such a country function? How can it function? That is what he's telling you, telling Nigerians. For you to be defending that kind of a country. That is what he is telling you people.
Where churches are burned, believers are killed, and communities live in fear.
So how do you think that such country can work? Nothing can come out of it. Yes, my dear Orlando, yes. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu laid course yesterday. And that course will stand. He said, you are course. You are course from now, and you are course forever, and it will stand. As you go, Haga made research on the people that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu opened his mouth to lay curse upon. The tears that came out from his eyes is like on a weight. Nigeria is not coming out of this mess. They have dragged themselves. Nigeria cannot come out of this mess. If they like, let them bribe everything they want to bribe. If they like, let them go and hire every ammunition from Russia, or let them go and do any kind of alliance with China. Nigeria will not come out from this mess because Iko Nigeria is you go. A China man will come. Nigeria geji my police, my army to guide the person, but their own citizen, they will leave them under the hands into the danger of the Boko Haram and the Fulani jihadists. Oh, yaka the foreign minister agabo Syria. You come here as a minister of foreign affairs to come and lie through your nose and your ears and mouth. Lie through your blood. It is running in their stream. Fulani can lie. Fulani can lie. They can lie. Yes. The tears that came out of Nnamdi Kanu's eyes have brought destruction. Yes. What they did to him in Kenya, he cried. It has brought destruction to them. And he said it in one of his prophecies that anytime they kidnap him for the second time, that is the end of Nigeria. And Nigeria will break into pieces. And it is happening. I'm just telling those people that are jubilating. Do not rejoice yet. Do not rejoice yet. Now look at what Ghanaians news can garbage. Lee ihe Nigerian gutter media news can garbage. Oh, where is it? Oh. Biafra, where is it? Oh God. It should be this now. Okay, just give me a minute, okay? A minute. As I play this music, let me bring it out. I brought it out, but I can't find it out. But look at it here. So why is he not entering? Okay, let me see. All right. Okay. Nigeria, shy, Mbano. Oh, Mbano. Arumere. Okay. I think I have. Now, let us look at this. Look at this headline. Look at the headline. The Guardian. The Guardian. Also, Biafra Lobby Network fueling Christian genocide campaign in US. You see how evil these Nigerian news media can be. You see how evil these people can be. Look at what they wrote. Biafra Lobby Network fueling Christian genocide campaign in US. So all the Biafra Lobby Network, they fuel Christian genocide campaign in US, which means that the genocide, you like it or the genocide is not in existence. Is that what Guardian is trying to tell us? But one good thing is that this Canadian girl, have told you, as he told the foreign affairs minister, that before there was no camera. Right now, there is camera. Now there is camera. So all your propaganda cannot stop it. That's why Okechukwu was making his own broadcast. You say that no BBC Buzo brew that propaganda. But him now say Okechukwu say that we want our freedom. Nigeria, you people want your freedom. How will you get your freedom? You don't come to support the freedom and you say you want freedom. How will you get the freedom? Who will fight this freedom for you? I mean, this lobby now, the lobbies who are doing the needful in US, there are people that are taking care of them. They can't just be near. They can't just be near without bathing or without combing their hair to go to US Congress house to go and defend you for you to have your Biafra. They must eat. They will pay for the water they use and bath. So for you to have your freedom, your freedom needs your support. Your freedom needs your support. I'm calling Okechukwu. Is it in Canada or US corner? I am calling even Maxwell Happy. Yes, Okocha Happy. Okocha Marcel Happy TV. All of you people want freedom. Then support your freedom. Is what we are saying. Okechukwu, you can't tell us that we want our freedom. We want our freedom. How will you have this freedom? Your freedom needs to be supported. Please and please. Support your freedom. Look for Briggy and support your freedom. and you know you are in US or in Canada, you know that you cannot get your freedom by armed struggle. You can alone. You can get your freedom by what the lobbyists are doing. We want our freedom. So please support your freedom. What people don't know, Wuna, ihe ha mere Maazị ha chọrọ ime Maazị Nnamdi Kanu is a testing ground. It's a testing ground. Okay? I want to encourage the legal counsel, though that Maazị Nnamdi Kanu have been defending himself, but there are still his lawyers. May God continue to guide you people. That they are the target. You see what they were doing? They arrested the Jimako the other time because they want to remove him out of the way. That was why Maazị Nnamdi Kanu took up this case by himself. Yet Omotosho has to read out what they have told him to read because he wants to please them, so that the oil well, he will get the oil well they promise him. Look at what Nigerian Guardian, the Guardian can write. Biafra lobby network fueling Christian genocide campaign in US. Fueling. Now look at how the complicated issues here. Let us read. Now from here, it says, documents obtained from the United States Department of Justice, DOJ, revealed that a coalition of pro-Biafra groups is behind the campaign of the Christian genocide in Nigeria. Have you seen it? Leading President Donald Trump to declare Nigeria a country of particular concern, CPC. So, Nigeria, by buying Christians, beheading pastors, beheading people, oh my goodness, it's not enough to declare them genocide country and to report to the people that have the capacity to come for aid, to come to help. You are now conning it. Look at how you're twisting the news now. They are fueling the campaign. You want to tell me that it is not true? The Guardian. Oge rutu n'otu. U.S. Senator Ted Cruz recently accused the federal government of enabling a massacre. What is it? U.S. Senator Ted Cruz recently accused the federal government of enabling a massacre against the Christian population in the country. Now, Nkone may accuse when Canada declared the court of Nigerian justice system as a terrorist justice system, and they have really showed the world that what Canada said is true. Canada said that Nigerian justice system is committing terrorism. Nigeria has really proved it with this action against Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. Canada also accused Nigerian politicians and their political parties, PDP and APC, that they are committing terrorism against their citizens, and they are proving it. That when you speak out against what is happening, you are now a threat. So, the Guardian, you did not see that news. He said, Cruz, in a video posted on X, said, there is no country on earth where Christians are more persecuted than Nigeria. And that is true. Absolutely. Absolutely true. That is what the US congressman said. And that is what the Canadian girl was telling the lying Minister of Foreign Affairs. According to him, Boko Haram and the radical Islamic extremists have murdered over 50,000 Christians since 2009, and they have destroyed more than 20,000 churches and schools. Meanwhile, the documents submitted under the U.S. Foreign Agents Registration Act (FARA) link the campaign to a group called the United States of Biafra, which include the Biafra Republic government in exile, Brigi, and the Biafra de facto government in the homeland. When they want to give a news, they cannot do forensic investigation so that they will be able to give a news so that they will be able to give a straightforward news. Lee ihe a na-agụgọ ha were asị Biafra Republic, Biafra United States of Biafra with Brig Biafra Republic government in exile, joining things together. You cannot, as a journalist you cannot do forensic investigation on your news, so that when you're giving news, ọkwụrụ n'ọtọ, all of you are complicit. The DOJ requires foreign political actors to register under FARA to ensure transparency about their influence efforts. The filing is one of the pieces of evidence so far. Lee ndị asị ha ga-eme investigation. Lee ihe ọ na-ekwu na ihe ha pụtara. They can't even get a correct news. Even if when they get a correct news, they will twist it. They will twist it the other way. So the filing is one of the pieces of evidence so far that diaspora driving separatists Chineke, oh God, Jehovah, also that the DOJ requires foreign political actors to register under FARA to ensure transparency about their influence efforts. Also, the filing is one of the pieces of evidence so far that diaspora driving separatist advocacy, much of it amplified on social media, is being organized, funded, and positioned as a foreign policy issue within the US. Briggy's representative, have you heard it? Briggy representative, Moral Global Strategies. Briggy's representative, Moral Global Strategies, MGS, under the leadership of former US Congressman Jim Moran, has developed ties with Cruz office. Ebe a ka unu kwuchara okwu agwa ebe a. Okay? So, and this is why Nigeria must be dealt with. Yes, Briggy has a lobby, Moral Global Strategies, MGS, as you said, and the leadership of the of the moral global strategy has been a U.S. congressman. Is a U.S. congressman, Jim Mora, and he has gone in, he has a tie with Cruz, with Ted Cruz. All right? And that is why this movement is going far. That is why this movement is going far. So Anamaju Imam Madu and Co. Where are you? Get this Simon Ekpa in prison. And I am telling Master Simon Ekpa, yad bere do nebono, to avoid implicating himself. Whereas you know that you guys are destroying this struggle. Nke ngozi wakam case because uwani na maragoya. Imam Madu, you contested for acting prime minister and you lost. Instead of you to support the person that won, you got form one anti-group against the struggle of Biafra. And because bring it up that you were representing, you are a full Biafran, you were the one communicating with Master Simon Ekpa. It was there as a privilege given to you as an opportunity to destroy the struggle by going to tell lies to Master Simon Ekpa. To work against what he himself has suffered also for. To work against the same moral global strategies which he was part of their coming in. Yesterday, Mazo Gechukwu was with the U.S. congressman for this hearing. Arụrụ a na unu na-arụ, unu ga-anarakwa, unu ga-anụkwa ụda ya. Unu agaghị agakwa free. It is you people's effort that has led to what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is passing through also. Because unu gbakọrọ ọnụ kwuru ofu ebe with one voice and accept your loss in the election you participated. We will be speaking with one voice. Good luck gave up even when he knew he won the election. But you lost this simple in-house election. Now normal election, just in-house election to pick who will be standing in the gap of Mazi Simon Ekpa. You contested and you lost the election. Instead of you to support the person that won over you, what you do is to gang up against Biafrans, looking for every means to bring down this struggle that has reached this level. But all of you will not succeed. All of you will not succeed. So he continued. I said, the disclosure reviewed by the Guardian shows that representatives of both entities signed a joint declaration in Lahti, Finland on December 2nd, 2024, asserting that Nigeria is engaged in a genocidal onslaught against Biafrans and Christians. And that is true. Makandi Makoya dika Rose Nwapụta Oneti, yes, Dr. Ngozi declared Biafra on 29th December 2024. So Onua Manke or Nkunu USB charger came declare na 29th. Look at it here. on 2nd December 2024. And according to them, what they wrote here, that they wrote against the buying of Biafrans and the Christian genocide. So is it a bad thing to move for the stop of this thing, to move to come to an end of the buying of Biafrans and Christians in Nigeria? Is it a crime? So maka ndị nke Ngozi na-ekwu ihe na, look at it here, and it's Briggy, and it is the moral global strategies that ka a na-ekwu okwu ya. Unu nwewu nnọọ akụkọ ịnọ na-eme mkpọtụ everywhere, unu na university ha. Self-identified Biafrans in the diaspora, including Simon Ekpa, a Finnish citizen, and the group's prime minister, are among the signatories. Have you seen where these people have lied? Have you seen that Nigerian news media can lie like anything? They say that self-identified Biafrans in the diaspora, including Simon Ekpa, a Finnish citizen, and the group's prime minister, are among the signatories. Was Simon Ekpa in that convention on that 2nd December 2029? From the beginning of the convention, Master Simon Ekpa was already in detention. So how is it that he was one of the signatories on the December 22nd? Chineke nna. Ndị be anyị unu ahụkwara asị dị ebe a? Did you see this? Please click the like button. I beg you, click the like button. The link is there for us to reason together. Please join me to speak on what is happening. Let it not be only me. Now, biko nunu, Biafrans, help me on the comment section, because maybe amazi m nke wu eziokwu na ka Maazị Simon Ekpa or no na the day of this the period of this convention in Lati 2024, whether Maazị Simon Ekpa was among the signatories, according to Guardian News, that self-identified Biafrans in the diaspora, including Simon Ekpa, a Finnish citizen, and a group's prime minister, are among the signatories. Whereas this man had over a picture here, that's why they brought Simon Ekpa's picture and put in front of their headline. And right now, they put his name as one of the signatories. Whereas Simon Ekpa was in detention when this thing took place. During this redeclaration, Master Simon Ekpa was already in detention. Is it true or not? Biafrans, please, let's comment on this. If Master Simon Ekpa was not there, say that it was not true, that Master Simon Ekpa was already in detention. So the Guardian is telling a lie. The Guardian is not telling the truth. All right? The only way they say the truth is in this paragraph, that bring representative moral global lobbies. That is where they say the truth. But you see this one, this line here, no, it is a lie. Oh, I say, Master Simon Ekpa was not there. This one here was not there. This line, Hakureba, this self-identified, including Simon Ekpa, as one of the signatories, is a typical lie. Simon Ekpa was already in detention. He was already in detention. Ekpa has since been jailed for 6 years in Finland on multiple charges. In fact, let me pass this one. They are just saying what they don't know. Now, look at here. They said other signatories in the document are Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, a U.S. citizen, listed as a deputy prime minister, self-acclaimed, and Diana Ene, a U.S. citizen, listed as secretary, finance and investment. Asiase. The truth here is that Dr. Arabueze was one of the signatories, and Diana Ene was one of the signatories. But every other thing that follows here are lie. She was never elected as the deputy prime minister. Neither was this woman elected as a finance minister. And this woman has denied Ngozi Orabueze, has run away from her cabinet. Her Gangaro cabinet she brought to destroy the struggle of Biafra freedom. All right? So, the Guardian, unu na-enye news. Organize your news and let it be true of what you are saying. Okay? He said, why the group advocates session from Nigeria, the FARA, filings show is messaging is tailored towards American political audiences, particularly conservative groups and individuals allying with Trump. The documents argued that supporting Biafra would counter China's influence in Africa and protect Christians or allegedly under siege. Yes, again, allegedly under siege. Allegedly, which means that it is not true. When you are seeing facts and figures, you are seeing pictures which you have even in your own domain, you are still saying allegedly. That is the problem with Nigerian news. The organization describes its activities and services, including leadership of Biafran citizens in the diaspora, funding humanitarian assistance, appointments, and pronouncements and rules. The filings include a structured attempt to build political legitimacy abroad rather than inside Nigeria. The FARA documents include a lengthy ideological statement laying out the group's grievances, citing episodes of historical violence, political exclusion, and cultural conflict in Nigeria. The narrative attempts to explain the group's desire to break away, including broad statements and historical views that experts say reasonable the language used in online misinformation efforts. These people. However, the document says that after an internal vote held from February. The document, let me say this here. However, the document says that after an internal vote held from February 1st to November 28, 2024, the movement declares the resolution of the independence of United States of Biafra, claiming control over 40 confederating states. The declaration designated ECPA as the coordinator of the transition government. Security analysis warned that such campaigns when framed around religious persecution and genocides can heighten ethnic tensions within Nigeria and shape international perceptions based on selective or unverified narratives. Oh, no one here may verified narratives. Former Minister of Foreign Affairs, Professor Baleji Akunyeji, said on Channel TV that the charge of genocide could damage the country's global reputation and diplomatic ties with the US. It is damaged already because that is the truth. What is being said here is nothing but the truth. Okay? So it is nothing but the truth. So whether you like it or not, the truth is said and a fact is established already. It's undeniable. It's undeniable. You cannot deny it, right? So ihe ọbụla ọ sọrọ unu mee, Nigeria is gone. Now let us see the tweet of Gunter. Let us see the tweet of Gunter here. Is it Gunter? Let me see if it is. No. Look at what somebody just came to tweet. Ịhụ na ndị a that n'afọ dị ha njọ, they are very wicked, honestly. Let me see. Oh God. Let me see if it is this one. Oh God.
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was convicted on all charges. For fiscal year 2025, the U.S. has requested nearly $8 billion for sub-Saharan Africa.
Okay, this is it.
But when Americans see political prisoners, judicial defiance, and the slaughter of Christians, they understandably ask as they meet their own struggles, why should our tax dollars support governments that refuse to protect their own people? Is our aid aiding a genocide? Nigeria is a nation of tremendous potential, but that potential is being choked out by violent persecution of its Christian population. No country can build a stable future where churches are burned, believers are killed, and communities live in fear.
All right, so I think I've seen what I'm looking for. Let us bring Gunter's tweet and see what he tweeted. So, Nigeria, Amuzina, that they have won the battle. Where is this thing now? Okay. All right. Now look at Gunter's tweet. Look at Gunter's tweet. He said, now Gunther Fellinger yarn. Gunther Fellinger yarn. He said, life prison for the Mandela. Life prison for the Mandela of Nigeria. The hero of free Biafra and global icon of non-violent resistance, Gandhi Rugova style. It says that means Nigeria today has seized the right to be recognized. I call the free world. Nigeria is unlawful terror state. That is Gunther's tweet. Let me, I have to expand this. How can I expand it? Okay, yeah. Let me see. So this is Gunther. Oh God. Okay. If I, oh God, I want to see if this thing can be bold. The write-up can be bold for us to see it. All right. So now look at Gunther here. He says, Gunther Fellinger, life prison for the Mandela of Nigeria. Is asking a question. This is 5 hours ago. Life prison for the Mandela of Nigeria, the hero of free Biafra and global icon of non-violent resistant Gandhi Rugova style. Global icon of non-violent resistance Gandhi Rugova style. That means Nigeria today has seized the right to be recognized. I call the free world at the recognized Nigeria. Okay, he called the free world to recognize Nigeria. And he further says, Nigeria is unlawful terror state. Have you seen it? That is Gunther for you. That is Gunther. Kono huna Nigeria. Nigeria is gone forever. Nigeria is gone. I have never seen a country that acts the way Nigeria is acting. I've never seen. Please, is there anyone that has anything to say? The link is there. The link is there. So if you have anything to say, the link is there. If there is nothing, we play the music for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Oh God. Yesterday, Omotocha anaghị ekwebu ka e were kamera bịa. Ọ naghị ekwebu ka e were camera. But yesterday, Omotocha brought camera everywhere. He brought it everywhere. Let us see what happened here. Anyway, maybe I will use that one to do a next video. Let's just see how we can end this one here. Okay, so while we play the music for free Nnamdi Kanu, let us see if you have anything to say, please You are free to do that. You are free to do that. Please, before we end, you have to click the like button. Click the like button, okay? Click the like button. Clement Annette Ondewo, God bless you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Welcome everyone here. Charles Oji, Aderele, Biafra Divine, Chinenye, Uche, and wow, and Shatta King. Shatta King, you are welcome. I didn't even say this one, okay? You are welcome. Orlando, you are welcome. Aneto, you are welcome. Thanks for joining. Now, as we play the music, we will be coming to the end of this broadcast. If nobody wants to say anything, please, before click the like button, do not forget to click the like button. And if you've not subscribed, please do well to subscribe and share this broadcast to go viral, please. Okay, so let us.
Biafra is only asked for. Every night and day he's shouting and pointing to one direction. But his own people are blind and saying it's causing division. Tell me why? Someone who sacrificed his life for you and I. Tell me why? Out of sight has become out of our mind. He's asking for nothing and cares about not for these people emancipation. No. But there is a breaking news to those who never knew. Permit me to give you a clue. In the morning sun will rise. There is a breaking news to those who never knew. Permit me to give you a clue. The morning sun will rise. He lost daddy and mommy and he live for nothing, doesn't care about nothing and abandon his family. No. Take your time and think what is going through. He doesn't want to give up but to protect you. Even when they throw him African juju. Oh no, Free up the cannon now. Let me hear you sing. Free up the cannon now. Free up the cannon. Free up the cannon. Free up the cannon now. You hate him because of envy. We love him, he's one and only. We follow him because he's ready to die for the freedom of his people. Whatever he said is a prophecy. Take it on your living letter, you believe. He's so fanatical and ever ready to die for the freedom of his people. There is a breaking news to those who never knew. Permit me to give you a clue. In the morning sun will rise. There is a breaking news to those who never knew. Permit me to give you a clue. The morning sun will rise. Free up the cannon now. Free up the cannon now. Free up the cannon now. Everybody know my job is singing. Freedom, the canoe, yeah. Freedom, the canoe. Biafra is only asked for. Every night and day he's shouting and pointing to one direction. But his own people are blind and saying it's causing division. Tell me why someone will sacrifice his life for you and I? Tell me why out of sight has become out of our mind. He's asking for nothing and cares about not for these people emancipation. No. But there is a breaking news to those who never knew. Permit me to give you a clue. In the morning sun will rise. There is a breaking news to those who never knew. Permit me to give you a clue. The morning sun will He lost daddy and mommy and he live for nothing, doesn't care about nothing and abandon his family. Oh. Take your time and think what is going through. He doesn't want to give up but to protect you. Even when they throw him African juju. Oh no, Freeing up the cannon now. Let me hear you sing. Freeing up the cannon now. Freeing up the cannon. Freeing up the cannon. Freeing up the cannon now. You hate him because of envy. We love him, he's one and only. We follow him because he's ready to die for the freedom of his people. Whatever he said, it's a prophecy. Take it on your living letter, you believe. He's so fanatical and ever ready to die for the freedom of his people. There is a breaking news to those who never knew. Permit me to give you a clue. In the morning sun will rise. There is a breaking news to those who never knew. Permit me to give you a clue. The morning sun will rise. Freeing up the cannon now. 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 Everybody know my job is singing. Freeing up the canoe, yeah. Freeing up the canoe. Okay, thank you. They won't know. Mushukwu. Here we come to the end of this broadcast. Please, all the favor you will do is to help share this broadcast. Let it go viral. Okay, let it go viral. Please share and click the like button. Do not forget to click the like button. It will help it to go viral.
Thank you all. Thank you once again. Thank you everyone for joining. God bless you all. Bye for now from me from here.